has played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
We go from MetLife Stadium. From his end zone, Wilson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And they'll run with LT to begin the drive. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A first carry for the legend. It's Bo Jackson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Here's Wilson. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll get up here at 45. They'll spot it at the 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Back to the ground, this time with Tomlinson. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now a handoff inside, it's Jackson. And only a couple there as he'll take this up to the 47. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Now Wilson. He's got his running back, LaDainian Tomlinson. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 39. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs. We know that he can get first downs with his arm and his legs, Charles, and there when he gets outside of the pocket, the defense has to account for both, and he's able to complete it for the first.
And he's very comfortable outside of the pocket. Some quarterbacks, that's not their thing. For him, that seems to be the #1 asset to his game. Gets out into the open field, things seem to break down the secondary a little bit, and he picks out the right target.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, they give to Tomlinson. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Zerline's kick is up and through. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0.
Well, when they began that opening drive, they didn't have the best field position, but they were able to move the ball enough, Charles, to just get in his range to take the 3-0 advantage.
Absolutely, because considering where they began that series, I think they're pretty happy to be sitting at 3-zip right now.
After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Block off of play action. A quick throw, but incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. They find some open field here. Derrick Henry all alone. 20. Touchdown, Washington. Derrick Henry, an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Commanders are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From his end zone, Wilson. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience,
he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
It's the Pro Bowl quarterback, Richard Sherman.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
Henry up the middle. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Well, not many guys who can blow up plays like Chase Young. He did it again there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Henry. Room here to run. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
107 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside handoff, Henry. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. They hand this one to Gronk. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting him a few yards.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown! Harold Carmichael, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Looking to throw on second down. Henry. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. On 1st and 10, Henry. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Flushed out right, and he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Well-timed effort there by Derwin James, a sack from his safety position. To throw on second down, Henry. Under pressure, they got him again. John Randall. He's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Throwing on 3rd and long. Henry eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On 4th down, Henry. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it.
The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And here we go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. They'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some room to work. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down on the other side of midfield. A huge play there right off the bat. 41 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 26 yards. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. First carry for the Hall of Famer, Emmitt Smith. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Defensively, it was none other than Mean Joe Green making the tackle. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Pollard going to try the right side. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
So now facing a 3rd and 16 following back-to-back running plays that went in the wrong direction. To throw is Prescott. This will be caught at about the 3. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
And with a play clock about to expire, Mike McCarthy's going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run for it with Smith. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Javonte Williams taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Cowboys will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. On play action, Locke. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Brian Dawkins, the safety, with a pick. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there. It's 2nd and goal. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They give it to Williams running right, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Draw play. This is Henry. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11. They look to throw. It's Locke. And he will go down. A Cowboy sack. John Randall coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Play action. Now it's Locke sliding out of the pocket. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
A first down carry for Henry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Here's Locke to throw. And right side, Henry's got it. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
They set up the screen for Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Locke. Man open, here is Jones. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Locke now to throw. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Locke. They'll get this to Jennings over the middle. And the Commanders are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then. And now after that completion there, they've got...
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it, because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with a 14-0 lead, they may just try to get this to the locker room. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Final play of the half. Prescott escaping the pressure right. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports.
CeeDee Lamb to return it from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Second half begins with a run by Henry. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down.
Nice tackle, nice play by Kevin Byard.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Block going to throw. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw in his lock. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This is fielded at the 27. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
61 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Play action now. Prescott. Looking left side, and it's complete. Touchdown, Cowboys. A big play there. 60 yards.
And the Cowboys have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went into the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes. And while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more.
So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, they're a little bit ahead of the curve, because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
A give to Henry. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
10 yards there, good for a Washington 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
They keep it with Henry on first down.
He'll get this to about the 38.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Throwing now is Locke. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Locke looking deep for Julio.
And Locke throws another one. It's intercepted.
So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth.
Ability he has and how the game flows through him. If he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go in Madden Ultimate Team.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
This is Eric Dickerson, 4-time rushing champ. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They'll take that 14 yards on play number 1.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Dickerson trying the right side. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's got some space here.
And he's going to get this all the way down to Washington's 20.
Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Well, that's one of the main responsibilities of a safety in any defense. A long way downfield before he's able to corral him, but that's why you have him on the field, the last line of defense.
He made the play. I don't know if it'll be remembered. They're probably so mad that the run went for that long.
Wonder if they were thinking pass in that situation as opposed to run and being caught a little bit out of position. Fortunately, he's able to track him down.
12 more yards there and another 1st down. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change?
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Dolphins get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
And they do exactly what they wanted to. Opening drive, they get into the end zone. They do it on the ground.
And not only is the person lugging the ball happy, of course, because he got it into the end zone. How about the offensive linemen and receivers who are blocking for him? They have to feel great about themselves, sticking it in the end zone on a running play.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
Defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
It's probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Lamb gets the green light. He'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Locke trying again after the pick six.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
This is intercepted.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. He's settling in nicely here in the first quarter running the football. Remember, he already has the touchdown run.
And you can feel the vibe, can't you? He's in unison with his offensive front. They are in concert together. So if you're flipping over to the other side line of scrimmage, they've got to be more physical and handle some of these gaps that have been created.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great play there. 38 yards.
And the Dolphins take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now 21-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Hill is going to take it out of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Okay, give some credit to the team covering the kick, but boy, what was he thinking? Stay in the end zone, take the knee, and help out your offense. Instead, you put your team in a really precarious position.
A run for Debo here to start the drive.
And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down to the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Now Fields.
That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he is going to have the Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And he used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
The first carry now. This is Johnson.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he gets this up past the 30.
So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage and clearing space.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
On 1st and 10, it's Samuel. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd down, this is Harris.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
We're scoreless after 1.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
On 2nd down, here's Debo.
And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Johnson.
And he does not get to the first down marker as they stop him at the 19.
4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down. They run for it with Harris. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2, but he doesn't come anywhere close. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Locke. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
You tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Henry running right. And some room to roam now. And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 23-yard line. 57 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ballgame. They've done a pretty good job containing him up until this drive, and until that run, there was no containing him at all.
Yeah, you're right about that. He finally popped free. But we didn't have to be in their practice sessions. We didn't have to be in their meeting rooms.
Now a diving catch made just beyond the line of scrimmage. 2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
Maximum effort, partner. Minimal gain.
Yeah, minimal gain. Looked good, though. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts,
as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Locked to throw for it on 4th. That is caught at the 7-yard line.
And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and goal from the 6.
Here's Locke. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. A final shot before half for Locke. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Drew Locke as time expires in the first half.
And the Commanders have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. So they say no to the field goal try late in the half, and it winds up really paying off as they score on the final play.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but they had some foresight as well because they knew they were going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So they thought to themselves, if we score here, we can double up on back-to-back drives when we start the second half.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. CeeDee Lamb to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Second half begins with a run by Henry. And some space here. He's at the 50. The 20. Touchdown, Washington. Derrick Henry. 77 yards.
And the Commanders come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Get tested. I did not say they'd get tested on play number 1. I knew as the game went along, they would take their shots. But that, as you said, a bold strike and very successful right out of the gate.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. No run with 3 tight ends here on first down.
Looking to throw. Block.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Lock. Completes it to Carmichael out on the right side. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Jones goes diving, and he's got it.
It's a first down Washington on a pickup of 18.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Derrick Henry scampering home from 19 yards out.
And the Commanders are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Charger drive about to get going. Offense running back out here, and you remember last drive was pretty quick, about 10 seconds, Charles. One play, very long pass play that ended in the end zone.
And you know, every offensive unit, when that happens, they want to come running back out and recreate it. We know the chances of that are slim because now the defense is on high alert. But at the same time, that confidence should carry over into the start of their next drive.
They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On is the Chargers punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And that one didn't accomplish a whole lot. It'll be down inside the 35-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Henry up the middle. Trucks over him. And he's got room. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Derrick Henry with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Commanders have moved out in front. And that CD, one heck of a run. He just refused to go down.
And that's where determination comes in because he had at least a couple of guys had really good shots at him, but he just said, I don't think so. Speed, power, elusiveness, all on display right there. Look like you, partner, back in your salad days in Evansville.
Another carry for the wide receiver, Samuel.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it 2nd down and 11.
A handoff for Samuel.
They find some open field here.
And he's going to get this all the way down to Washington's 26.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chargers. Rob Gronkowski. A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chargers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Pat Surtain up to make the play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Block working out of the gun. And that is incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
To throw on 3rd down. Block. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot him.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Charger drive about to get going. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Here's a give to Samuel. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first-down gains.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. And he fires one that's intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks it off. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
A first down carry for Henry. Room here to run. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 115 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. Into the red zone, it's Locke. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Here we go. Well timed there by Richard Sherman. A sack on the corner blitz.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Tries to hit Jennings, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. Well, they were in a great position to take the lead, Charles. Obviously, all they needed was a field goal to do that. They wanted the touchdown. Unfortunately, they're going to get neither.
And you know every offense talks about the same thing each week, don't they, Brandon? They want to end every drive with a kick, whether it's a field goal attempt, a point after the touchdown.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the veteran Richard Sherman, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Looking downfield for Jones. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Chargers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
The Charger drive about to get going. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Open man, Gronkowski complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. On play action, they'll throw. And incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. That'll bring up 2nd down. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
On 2nd down, Culpepper out to his left. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flushed out right. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Culpepper. A diving effort, but only right at the line of scrimmage. Back to throw again. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's going to be Samuel with a run.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
Back to throw. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chargers go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where...
And he's into the clear. 30, 10, 5, touchdown, Washington.
C.D. Lamb,
an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Commanders are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
And he is out of bounds right around the 34.
103 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Samuel. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
John Randall, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle, and frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They'll set up a throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
back off of play action. Got a man. It's Harold Carmichael. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he's going to be marked down short of the 1st down, right around the 17. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. On 4th down, block. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with it.
He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, L.A. T.J. Hockenson, 82 yards. And the Chargers strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th. Lutz good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. A short kick taken at the 18. And able to get this out to the 25. They're set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on 4th, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine on a huge mistake late. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quay Walker. And the Chargers have just about sewn up this football game.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their own 43.
A run for Debo here to start the drive.
And some room to work. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
126 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here's Samuel. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take over at their own 41.
I'm surprised with the lead in a one-score game this late. They're even putting the ball in the air in that situation.
Almost makes me feel like the head coach might be second-guessing himself by not clicking on and saying, all we're doing is running it here. But give credit to the guys on defense. They made a play that they absolutely had to have to give themselves a chance to be in this game.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, in the last timeout on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off, because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
He forces one there. It's a potential daggers. It's intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. But that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On 2nd down, here's Debo. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
Play fake. He'll look to throw.
There's Jefferson to pull that in.
And he's out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line.
This is Samuel.